Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You're probably familiar with a pillow commercial that's everywhere. It's on TV. And wherever you put it, you get the pillows, this new pillow that's out. You know what? You don't need a pillow good night's sleep. You want to make sure your investments are safe. That's where you get the good night's sleep. And that's what you get here at Phil's Gang with our technology. It's built in to show you when your stock is ready to fail, when your stock is ready to rally. That's right, it follows the money. You don't need a pillow, you need Phil's Gang. That's how you get a good night's sleep. You'll always know well in advance if the market's going to collapse or your stock. Join my gang, philsgang.com. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. they pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money set me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
We should be having these political debates over facts, over aggregate facts, jobs created, jobs lost, wages increasing, the enormous success that President Obama's created more jobs than any president in recent history, many more than Ronald Reagan, for example. That's the kind of fact we need to focus on, not the kind of anecdotes that Donald Trump uses over and over again to both promote his ideas and to attack constructive ideas on the other side.
Wow. I don't mind facts, but why don't you give us the truth, not the lies? Unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. This is unbelievable. You hear what he said? If that's the case, then how come in 8 years we only raised rates twice, 0.5%? If the economy was doing so good, they're creating so many jobs. Why is it that I don't understand for creating so many jobs? How come we have the worst and the lowest labor participation rate ever? And why do we have the highest unemployment? 100 million, actually 104 million people unemployed. And if people are doing so well, then how come we have the highest credit card delinquency since 2012? If they're doing so well with wages and things are so good, then how come the subprime auto loan delinquency, we haven't seen it up this high since 2009, with 40% of student loans are now delinquent. Worst trade deficit. The trade deficit, nobody talks about the trade deficit. They don't want to talk about the trade deficit because the trade deficit is what kills the economy. That's the biggest thing to kill. It's the biggest job killer, and it's the biggest killer of the economy, and nobody wants to talk about the trade deficit. You can't grow an economy when you're importing more goods than you're exporting. It's impossible. But we don't hear about that either. Well, at least we know this. It's the end of the year, and this year is over with. We start a great new year. I'm really excited about the stock market. We didn't hit 20,000. I am so happy we didn't hit 20,000. I told you that yesterday. Thank God we're not going to go through that dance that we did when we hit 10,000. Oh, my God, that was brutal. Over 60 times. I think it was 67 times. 67 times. I looked up last night. 66 or 67 times. Doesn't matter. That we'd hit it, go above it, come back down. Hit it, go above it, come back down. That's the dance I didn't want to go through. So now she's going to correct. And there's nothing wrong with a correction. We need a correction, and that's the problem. You know what's going to be interesting is that when this whole... I can't wait until Trump does his first State of the Union. And he's going to come out and be so truthful. The pain... And he's got to be truthful. Because remember, 50% of the people didn't vote for him. That's right, 50%. Those are all the Obama supporters and Hillary supporters. And he's got to give them some real, tough love. He's got to really explain to them what the hell's going on with this economy so they get on board. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see that. But this year, 2016, will be the year that will go down in history as one of the biggest political blunders ever by the liberal Democrats. How they underestimated the working middle class who got it. See, they thought, Hillary Clinton and Obama and the Democrats thought that the working middle class were sitting on a stupid bench and they could take parking space in their heads and could con them, convince them. They were enjoying the fruits of a great economic recovery, even though one never existed. Even Gallup organization, the most respected organization in the country, said there never was one. Yet Obama, a parasite, a fraudster, who just like his administration, which of course comprised of liars, they just don't listen. It's amazing. You don't listen. And his whole administration, think about it. I'm so glad to get rid of it. They're so incompetent. They're a bunch of incompetent bureaucrats. And the lies are incredible, remember?
Does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans?
No, sir.
Amazing, isn't it? So Obama, his whole administration, like him, are parasites, were fraudsters. They all liars. There's one of them right there. There's one of them. And then you have, talk about incompetent. The incompetency in his administration is incredible. Incredible. Listen to this.
This liberal will be all about socializing. Would be about.
Yeah, be about. Why don't you leave? You talk about, here we have liars. There you go. There's the incompetent right there, Maxine Waters. It's just amazing. They just don't get it, do they? Remember what they did, this administration. They put in place a rigged market system. A rigged market system that only benefited the elitist establishment. That's 10% of households. They're the only ones that made money. $237 million. $237 million. 10% of the households. That's it. So the stock market was rigged to go up, and they gained $237 million. Nobody else gained. Not a thing. Now, fortunately for the American people and the future of our country, the working class of this country identified early on the false narrative that was being put forward by these parasites, Obama and Hillary and Yellen, that we had this wonderful recovery going. Thank God they identified early on, no, this is not true. Not true. But unfortunately, for President-elect Trump, he's inheriting, after 8 years of a rigged market capital system, a financially engineered stock market rally that he calls himself a big, fat, ugly bubble that's been engineered up 234% since March 31st, 2009. 234%. How do you go up 234% since March 31st, 2009 while having the lowest economic growth, the lowest labor participation rate, the lowest wages in 10 years, a historic national debt, and historic consumer debt? How do you do that? And on top of that, a historic trade deficit. How can you have all of that, but yet the market goes up 234%? You just financially engineer it. That's what they did. And you take advantage of it. You don't sit there and judge it. You make money. How many people didn't make money? Instead, they ran into the bond market. I just want to keep my principal. I just want to keep my principal. How sad. All you need to know in the stock market, in this business, when to get out. You're not going to know when to get out listening to these dopes, these jibber jabbers on these financial shows. You're not going to get out in time, but you will with me as a gang member. You certainly will with our technology. See, when it comes to Trump, he's got to explain. He's got to explain the real problem with our economy. That one of the hardest things Trump will have to face is to get people to understand that we are living in an economic fantasy. And he's got to fix that. We'll be right back after this break here on Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? You know, reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You're probably familiar with a pillow commercial that's everywhere. It's on TV. And wherever you put it, you get the pillows, this new pillow that's out. You know what? You don't need a pillow good night's sleep. You want to make sure your investments are safe. That's where you get the good night's sleep. And that's what you get here at Phil's Gang with our technology. It's built in to show you when your stock is ready to fail, when your stock is ready to rally. That's right, it follows the money. You don't need a pillow, you need Phil's Gang. That's how you get a good night's sleep. You'll always know well in advance if the market's going to collapse or your stock. Join my gang, philsgang.com. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. You're listening to The Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grandy. Be sure to check out the all-new Phil's Gang website at philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, if you want to call, here's the number, 855-745-7445, 855-745, 855-745-7445, or 855-745-GANG. I'll take a look at your stock. I'll put it up on our chart, especially our MV2 chart, color-coded technology chart. Tells you when to buy and when to sell. And it really works. It really does. So call in and I'll take a look at your stock. You don't have to be a gang member, and I'll help you out. And again, it does work. It really does work. And I'm telling you, you'll really enjoy it. It just, the good thing about it is that you just know when to get out. Now, all I ask, if you make some money with it, just do me a favor. Give to our two favorite charities. Just go to our site, philsgang.com, click on where it says charities, and it's St. Jude's. Of course, we've been with them for years. And also the Vera and Walter Scheer Foundation. That's an incredible foundation. And you got to check this out. It is just unbelievable. And they work what they call the Center for Discovery. What they do is they provide advanced care and treatment to children and adults with significant disabilities. It's an incredible, foundation. It's the Vera and Walter Scheer Foundation. So all they ask, if you make some money, there's the two charities. Pick the one you want and just send some money. But they're both wonderful charities. Okay. All right, so what's going to happen with the market? I'll tell you what I think. I think we're going to have a great year in gold. Yeah, because, see, the dollar is the problem. See, the dollar's been propped up, and the dollar's killing the economy. Because why does the dollar kill the economy? Because when you have a high dollar, you have high trade deficits. And there's nothing worse that kills an economy and kills jobs than trade deficits. And this dollar is totally fraud. This dollar should not be where it is. It was manipulated to be at this point to convince you that there has been a recovery, the economy is doing good, and we're going to have a wonderful next couple of years. That's what they're telling us. Really? Okay, let's take one of our callers. We have Andy. Hi, Andy. How are you?
Hi, Phil. Walmart's not looking too good at the moment, but I'm considering shorting it. What's your take?
No. Walmart's perfect. Looks really good. It's in good shape. Just today, remember, there's the market. It's hard to short in light volume days like this. So
right.
Give it a chance. Let it come. When you come back on Tuesday, Wednesday, but by Wednesday of next week, get everybody back to the market. Start getting your volume. But it looks perfect. I mean, it's looking really good. It's got all the signals, all the sell signals. It's just today. It's going to be very, very hard to sell anything short. Okay, but it looks very good.
Right. Look for a bounce first, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm sorry again?
I said we should be looking for a move up in the market.
Well,
before we go short.
Well, right now, no. I think we're going to have when we get back, we're going to get a little bit of a sell-off here. Okay, I think we'll get at least maybe a 5% correction. All right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then how I like to short is after if Walmart continues to go down, then it rallies up. And it gives us a lower high, and then it comes back down and makes a new low. That's what I love the short. But it's looking very good, especially on the MV2. Okay, so stay with. If it's making you nervous, just cut back on your shares and just keep a scout on of 25 shares. That's all. Mike.
All right, thank you, Phil.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Mike. GDX.
Yes, sir. I'd like you to go over GDX.
Okay, well, GDX, of course, has been doing very well in the last 4 days, and we've been saying that look, it's the dollar again. It's always the dollar. We have an artificially inflated dollar, and when you have an artificially inflated dollar, they did that on purpose so that it would fit their narrative that the economy was doing very, very well, and that we have this great recovery, which is a lie. And so when they go in and artificially pump that dollar up, that becomes a problem. And so now we're starting to see finally the dollar starting to pull back because it can't sustain itself. And now gold is starting to go up. I would say right now, if gold could if the mining stocks get above around 2250, then I'd really feel good about it. So right now I wouldn't put an awful lot of shares on, but I'd be in there, okay, with a scout. But I still think, I think it's going to, our gold mining stocks are going to do very, very well. We just need to see the dollar come down, and that'll push it up, okay? Okay, thank you for your call. Let me explain what's going on. Most people don't understand how this works. Gold mining stocks, all right, let's back up. To understand how the economy works, the biggest problem we have is trade deficits, and that's what they don't want to talk about. Trade deficits are a killer. They're a killer. And I hope Trump explains to everybody that the problems they're having, why they can't find a good job, why they don't have any overtime, is because of trade deficits. When you artificially keep driving the dollar higher, and why do they do that? Because a strong dollar indicates a very good economy. And when they've been lying, for especially in the last year, to get Hillary elected, they had to have the narrative the economy was doing terrific, that we had a recovery, we have good wages. So they forced the dollar up. How do you get the dollar to go up? Very simple. You just simply get the Federal Reserve gets their 9 biggest banks, and they tell them to sell their bonds. And when they sell their bonds, and as soon as the yield starts going up, then everybody from Europe comes in. They have to exchange their euro for dollars. Boom, the dollar goes up. That signals a prosperity. And then when that happens, again, you got the yields up, you got the dollar up, and then that's an excuse to raise interest rates, all showing prosperity when it's all bad. It's all head fake. It's not true. So what we're seeing now is that the dollar will not be able to sustain itself because you've got a trade deficit that's a killer. You can't have big trade deficits and hold the dollar up here. Are you kidding me? So I think we're going to see a very, very good year next year, in especially in mining stocks. So, and again, just keep your eye on the dollar. Dollar goes down, you always see your gold and mining stocks go up. And it always works. Look, we have this trade deficit. Remember, the strong dollar has been financially engineered, okay, to go up. And that's where the problem has been. We'll talk more about this when we get back, as to the problem of this dollar and how it's hurting you and your pay.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, But we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Phil Grandy is a career businessman who's also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with a prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? You know, reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, it is the end of the year. We're going to go into 2017. I think we're going to have a great opportunity for metals. I really do, especially gold mining stocks. Because, again, it's the dollar that's going to be the problem. Now, what Trump needs to do, he's got to explain to the 50% of the people who didn't vote for him, when he goes to the State of the Union, he's got to explain to them how the economy works and explain to them what Obama has done and how he took a wrecking ball, okay, to this economy in way of trade deficits. And if he can get the other 50% to support him, to understand what he's trying to do, then things will go a lot better. He's got to do that, and I think he can do it. Now, what you got to understand, or what the people have to understand, is when Obama and Yellen, every time, when they started in 2009, 2010, this whole idea, the economy's doing better. Remember, they engineered the stock market to go up over 230%. It was engineered. We didn't have profits to push these stocks up 230%. So as they were going up, now the reason why he did that, it was to mask his failing policies, because his policies weren't working. His quantitative easing, his 4 quantitative easing didn't work. His job creation wasn't happening. He wasn't growing the economy. It was stuck at one point as always less than 2%. So to cover up and mask it, what he kept doing is pushing the dollar higher, which kills us. And they did it again to get Hillary elected. They need to push it higher so that everybody would believe the economy was better, so they would elect her. So they would engineer the bond prices lower. It was easy to do. They just take their 9 largest banks, the Federal Reserve, the cartel, print a whole bunch of money, give it to them, get them start and get them to start selling. Just short sell the bonds, and in turn that gets bond investors to dump. And when you get the bond investors to dump their bonds, they go to stocks. Now, the problem with this is that as the stock market goes up, you got your S&P 500 soaring with stocks like Intel and Caterpillar and IBM and the host of other S&P 500. They are going up, but there's a problem. They're going up. It's a bubble because underneath it, remember, their sales revenues are decelerating as their stock prices are going up because they can't compete overseas. When the dollar gets strong, we can't export our goods. We import more goods than we export, which kills our economy. So we're importing these cheap goods, but we can't export. Intel, 80% of their revenue comes from export. Caterpillar, 54%. IBM, 64%. Honeywell, 34%. Dow Chemical, 62%. You take all the big 500 companies, that's where they make their money. So now you've got this big bubble. So they're forcing people into the stock market by pushing the dollar up, which pushes bonds down, puts people in the stock market. And as the stock market goes higher and higher and higher, you're creating a bigger and bigger bubble as that dollar keeps going up. And that's what has happened with all these stocks like Intel and Caterpillar. Now, look, we did well with Intel. We did well with Caterpillar and IBM. It's our game. We have 5 stocks we trade almost all year long, the same 5. We've done terrific. But we also know that they're going to fall apart. And they're going to just drop like a flying crowbar because they can't stay where they are when you have a situation where they're being artificially pumped up because of this high dollar. Now, the high dollar will eventually take them down. So what's going to happen, you're going to see all your big companies start selling off and you start seeing your gold go up. So there's going to be a great opportunity. And as a result of this financial engineering, all of a sudden the trade deficit expands over $800 billion. Wait a minute. We are importing $800 billion more than we're exporting. That kills jobs. Why do you think we can't grow the economy over 1.6%? We can't get over 2% because the trade deficit keeps going higher because we keep on moving the dollar higher to prove to everybody our economy is really, really good when it's not. He's been doing this for 8 years. Why do you think Trump calls it the big, fat, ugly bubble? He understands it. So you had 10% of the households in this country, which are the 1 percentile, they made $234 billion in the stock market because they control 80% of the stocks. Nobody else making money except for our gang. So as a result of this financial engineering and this trade deficit, you're killing the economy. He's got to explain that. And the more this high deficit gets, more the trade deficit gets up, the more we are importing goods than we're exporting. The revenue is going to keep on dropping for these big companies. And then soon what happens, you wake up one morning and you're going to have this big correction. See, interest moves higher. Okay? So as the interest rates are moving higher, think about it. They got 2 interest rate hikes. These companies, remember, they went out and got from the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve printed $6 trillion and gave it to them to buy their own shares. But remember what else is happening. But that was when it was free. They didn't have any interest rates. Now they got 2 interest rates hikes. Now what are we seeing? We're seeing that we're getting more selling of mutual funds, especially the 401k mutual funds. They're unloading, and we're not seeing the stock buybacks like we used to. See, every time when they sold, the mutual funds sold, and they dumped, automatically the companies are coming in and start buying, pick up all those stocks. We're not seeing that anymore. Why? Because that $6 trillion was debt. When it was 0 interest, they could handle it. Now 0.5%, it becomes a killer. So that's another reason we're going to see the market correct. You're going to see the market correct. And you always know when the market is phony. You always get a signal. When the first thing, the trade deficit always tells you, the dollar is too high and the market's going to correct. Always tells you that. It always does. So think about this. Our S&P 500 companies are deriving more than 50% of their revenues from overseas. So how does Intel, who derives 80%, and Caterpillar 54%, when they can't sell their goods overseas, why is their stock going up? Why is it going up? So you got to know, hey, enjoy it. My gang does. Hey, we got Intel, IBM, Caterpillar, those 3. We have them for a year now. And we've been making good money on it. But we realize they're going up for the wrong reason. But we have our chart that will tell us in time when to get out. But not only when we get out in time, it will also tell us we can sleep like a baby because we're not going to get caught off guard. It will tell us when the institutions are pulling out so we get out in time, but we can turn around and short. So you're going to see the S&P 500 companies start dropping. There's going to be some great opportunities here. But remember, Obama forced that dollar too high. And when he does that, he really screws up this country. He really does. That's why you're poor. Look, when you have trade deficits, we're exporting a lot less than we're importing. That makes us poor as a nation. We are importing 7 times more than we are exporting. The killer of jobs, especially the high-paying manufacturing jobs. That's why you're working 2 or 3 part-time jobs. You can't get a full-time job because we are importing more goods than we're exporting. Because the fake dollar that they pushed up to convince you that we have a recovery. Since Obama's been in office, we've had a trade deficit of approximately $4 trillion. That money could have been gone into small businesses, into wage increases, into building our infrastructure. Instead, guess what? It goes overseas. It goes overseas because we are importing more than we're exporting.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You're probably familiar with a pillow commercial that's everywhere. It's on TV. And where you get the pillows, this new pillow that's out. You know what? You don't need a pillow good night's sleep. You want to make sure your investments are safe. That's where you get the good night's sleep. And that's what you get here at Phil's Gang with our technology. It's built in to show you when your stock is ready to fail, when your stock is ready to rally. That's right, it follows the money. You don't need a pillow. You need Phil's Gang. That's how you get a good night's sleep. You'll always know well in advance if the market's going to collapse or your stock. Join my gang, philsgang.com. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? You know, reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market, the MaxVest 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the MaxVest is they follow the important money, the hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
As we are finishing the year, we have shorted the stock market a few days ago. We're doing very well as the stock market is selling off because they couldn't hit 20,000. Look, what has been totally lost under this Obama administration that we have grown so accustomed to a lifestyle not fueled by meaningful high-paying jobs or economic growth of 4%, just 1.6%, but we've been living under a debt-fueled prosperity. Obama said instead of creating jobs, I'm going to give them debt. I'm going to provide them with easy credit, easy money, instead of providing good-paying jobs. That's what he did. And for 8 years, that's what's been going on. 8 years. And most of the people who support, the 50 percentile who support Obama, they really think it's real. They don't understand. It's all debt-fueled prosperity, but they're going to learn quick. And Trump will have to explain this to them at the State of the Union. Unfortunately, it's not possible to grow your debt faster than your economy and food stamps. Food stamps are growing 72 times faster than jobs. This is nuts. I don't know how they believe in the Obama recovery. Listen to these cuts through the year. Here we go.
Our business has created 15 million new jobs. We helped our auto industry set new records.
I think what's important to understand is the U.S. Economy and the stock market is a reflection of that.
So let me say that our decision to raise rates should certainly be understood as a reflection of the confidence we have in the progress the economy has made.
You know, to just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
But the people that are getting killed in this deal are small business people and individuals who make just a little too much to get into these subsidies. Why? Because they're not organized, they don't have any bargaining power with insurance companies, and they're getting whacked. So you've got this crazy system.
Hillary Clinton must become the next president of the United States.
Is this a comic book version of a presidential campaign?
It's not a comic book, and it's not a very nicely asked question the way you say that.
I talked to economic advisors who have served presidents of both parties. They said that you have as much chance of cutting taxes that much without increasing the deficit as you would of flying away from that podium by flapping your arms.
Then you have to get rid of Larry Kudlow, who sits on your panel, who's a great guy, who came out the other day and said, I love Trump's tax plan.
The first point is we have insured 20 million people, so whatever your version of failure is, that's a big improvement, and we now have 1 million Americans without insurance. That's a substantial improvement.
We feel the difference now. Yeah. See, now we're feeling what not having hope feels like.
Yeah. They don't hope to screw the American people anymore. That's where they lost hope. That's where they lost hope. Terrible. Hey, we're getting into a new year. This has been a terrific year. It really has, and it's going to get better. All I can tell you is this. I have not been this excited about the economy or the stock market in years, because I live with this every day. I can see what's going on. I can see since 2008 how they rigged this market. And and for those who say, I don't feel the recovery, I just don't feel I'm doing better. Well, of course you don't feel you're doing, because you're not. You're not doing better. You can't do better with debt. You're a debt slave. The country's a debt slave. There's nothing worse than having debt over your head. It's like being in jail. And this country is in jail. This country is in debtor jail. We are. Obama gave us a debt-fueled prosperity. And then every time he can't grow the economy beyond 2%, the only one in the history, the only president that couldn't go to 3%, he'd mask it for 8 years doing the same thing over and over and over. Keep printing money. Keep printing money. Give it to the big companies so they can keep buying their stock back to keep the stock price up so people don't know I'm failing. So they don't know I'm failing. For 8 years, that's what he's been doing. And then let's pretend that, here's what we'll do. We'll tell all the people they're so stupid because they fell for Obamacare. We told them that was a great thing. They fell for that. So they're going to fall for, I'm going to keep pushing the dollar up. We'll keep forcing the bond market down. I'll keep printing money, give it to my 9 largest banks. I'll tell them to go short the bond market. People will pour out of bonds, and they'll go into the stock market. And the yields will go up. That signals all the Europeans, come over here. We got prosperity up to yin-yang. You better get in here and buy stocks. And then they dump their euros. They have to. They can't buy stocks with euros. They buy dollars. Now the dollar goes up. Now you got the yields up, the dollar up. Look at this. Look at these signals. Wow, what a prosperity we're going to have. This is an incredible economy that Obama's grown. And then the idiot on B decides, well, I'm going to really top it off with an interest rate hike. That'll really show how well the economy is doing. Really? Are you kidding me? With the highest national debt ever? The highest consumer debt ever? The lowest labor participation rate ever? We never had 100 million people out of work. The highest credit card delinquencies ever. The subprime auto loan. The worst trade deficit. I just told you that trade deficit is a killer. $800 billion. That money should be going into roads, into education, into loans to small business. But no, it doesn't. Because why? Because we got to buy goods from overseas. So our money goes to Japan and China to buy goods because we can't export anything. We can't export. Why? Because they're so busy taking the dollar and rigging it to go up to prove the economy is doing well when they know it's not. This is what we've been living under. Now we got the factory orders are down over 10 years. The weakest manufacturing, the weakest construction spending since 2011. Our annual payroll growth is the lowest in 20 years. What about the big drop we just had in disposable income, retail sales, household spending, durable goods? Give me a break. To stimulate the economy, to grow the economy, instead of creating an environment for small businesses, to create high-paying jobs, to get rid of all those darn all the rules and regulations. What's he do? He pours more on. Think about it. You create jobs. It's the small business who creates the most jobs. That's how you stimulate the economy. You want your government to create an environment so that small businesses can have access to capital. So small businesses, they set an environment so there's not too many regulations so they can grow to create the high-paying jobs. Then to incentivize the business owners of small companies as well as CEOs of larger companies to increase their capital spending, which increases your growth from 1.6% to 4%. But they're not going to spend money on business investment when they look and see the game that's going on. They know that dollar's pushed up artificially, that there's no prosperity. In fact, all you got to look is all they do is look at the trade deficit. And they look at the retail sales. They look at wages. Wages are down. They can't get wages up. Retail sales are down. They look at the trade deficit. We're importing $800 billion more than we sell. So that means our money, instead of going into our roads to fix our roads, our schools, better education, into wages, into small businesses, we're putting it in the hands of one hung low over in China. Were you nuts? They're telling us the economy's great. We have the lowest first-time home buyers in 40 years. We have the lowest home ownership in 50 years. Why? Because of the trade deficits. Record poverty, 2-decade high, 42 million. That's up 9 million. Under Obama, we increased our poverty by 9 million. That's right. And we have a record poverty in children. We increased it 35% to 17 million. Look, join my gang, Phil's gang. Because you can sleep at night. Because you'll be able to get out of your stock in time. That's all you want to know. When do I get out as I'm making profits? 877-600-GANG. Call the gang. And Happy New Year to everyone. Looking forward to 2017. We're going to have a great year, a great new president, and a great market.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.